I like that music.
Yeah. Just something nice and mellow to get us started.
Yes. I like mellow.
Mm-hmm. I do too. All right. I'm gonna pause this out. All right, everyone. Welcome to this live. This is my podcast and it's Real Talk with Coach Sherry. But this series is called Seasoned Sisters Dialogue. And this is my part two with Deborah. So if you missed part one with Deborah, I highly recommend that you check it out. And I'm just so happy to rejuvenate this podcast. It's something that I have. You can go back and check the other podcasts that I've done in the past. I love to do interviews with people that are interesting, people that I enjoy, because I know if I enjoy them, you will too. I see we have some people already in the chat. Let's see, Joshua Gabriel, long time no see. Good to see you. And I'm glad that you're first. Thank you for tuning in. So, we are over 50, we are over 60 in some instances, over 70, over 80. Either way, we are considered vintage, and that is because our value increases over time. We always increase. We have such wisdom, and I think that our wisdom needs to be captured. And what better place to be captured than here on YouTube? And so many people enjoyed the conversation that Deborah and I had just last week, and we weren't able to, go completely into everything. There's still so many things that we wanted to touch on, and I am so pleased that she was able to join me again tonight. So thank you, Deborah, for being here. How are you doing?
I am doing well, Sherry. I'm doing really good after Thanksgiving and all of that. I'm doing pretty good today.
That's good. That's good. So it is true. So yesterday was Thanksgiving, and I just can't believe how fast 2024 is going by. I promise you, 2024 has someplace to go because each month has just been flying. I'm trying to remember all the things that has happened up to this point because if you don't remember, then you'll think it was just a wash, you know?
Okay.
And do you feel that way too? That for some reason this year out of all years, it's just been flying.
You know what? I've been feeling like that as I've been getting older, especially since I'm over 60 now. I'm like, can the years slow down? I remember when we were younger, you want Christmas to hurry up and come. You want Thanksgiving, you want your birthday. And now I'm like, no, just take your time, take your time. But this year, I thought went really fast. I was like,
Mhm.
what the? It's, oh my God, are you kidding me?
Right. And so I am so happy you're here. I feel like even though you have been a viewer and are a viewer, how long would you
Mhm.
say you've been a viewer on YouTube?
Not that long, probably like maybe a year,
Okay,
maybe.
all
I
right.
look at it here and there, but to start really looking at it, probably like a year.
Okay. So you've been on here for a year and I'm trying to encourage you to start your channel, and I was hoping that your channel would be up by now so that you can launch it tomorrow officially, but we are hopeful that within the next couple of days that will be the
Yes.
case, and I will
Yeah.
definitely announce it and share it. I see Roderick Harris is in the building
Hey,
too.
Rod.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. So we're just gonna sit back and have a real talk conversation. A vintage woman, woman to woman, seasoned woman dialogue, and
Mhm.
just want to get into. A lot of young people are out here dating. I don't know how they're dating, Deborah. They, to me, they're dating by the seat of their pants. It's all this group dating, you know, meeting people online. I know that's been very popular for many years, and it's just not as traditional as it used to be. Do young women ask you for dating advice, or young men?
They don't really ask me for dating advice. I just kind of
Mhm.
give it. When my daughter's friends come over, or I see young people that I'm talking to at work, they might ask me, well, how did you do it? How did you do this? And then I tell them. But first, sometimes I ask them, so why are you asking me that? Because it depends on how much information I decide I'm going to give you, whatever. Because I'm not for the bullshit. So don't be just asking me a question and then you just want to hear what you want to hear. Because I'm going to really
Right.
tell you what it is.
Mhm.
And yeah, and I think that a lot of younger people, women and men, are having a hard time dating. They
They
really
are.
having a hard time.
Why do you think they are having a hard time? I'm trying to figure it out. You have a young adult daughter. I have three young adult children as well, and you know, it's hard out there. I was gonna say, you know.
I think it's a multitude of things for me. So I think some of it is the music they listen to, some of
Mhm.
the rap stuff, some of the words. And I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm not against rap. I like rap, but some of that
Mhm.
stuff is not good. And I think they like that,
Yeah.
um, you know, guys talking about bitches and hoes, and girls saying you a bitch ass nigga, stuff like that. And
Mhm.
guys want to get mad about it even though they acting like a bitch ass nigga. um I just think it's difficult for them because a lot of times they don't have anything to look up to. They don't have any particular person maybe in their family because, we all come from, not all of us, but a lot of times homes are broken, broken homes, things like that. And there's no real person to really give it to them like it is.
Mhm.
And there's this song that it just came to me by Life Jennings. Have you heard of him?
I have. I heard of
Okay,
him.
because we acting like it's just you and me on here.
Oh, absolutely. That's what it is.
Okay, so so Life Jennings has this song. I can't think of the name of it, but I like him. But he has this song, a couple of them, but this one is about, can't think of the name, but this one is about, he talks about this young girl and she's coming into her own, and niggas on the block, this is how he said, niggas on the block looking at her,
Mhm.
like, oh, what happened to her? She got hips now. He says,
Mhm.
like, when you lick your lips, everybody's looking at you. And so she's talking and the mother is like saying in the background, if I catch you with that boy one more time, or get in here, I'm gonna beat your ass. From, that's kind of in his background. And what he said in it, if you really listen to it, is he's saying she understands what her mother is saying, but it's the delivery.
Mhm.
So, and that's what he says. So as the song goes on, because the boy says, if you really love me, you'll give it up. And the mother is saying to her, he's saying that because he wants to get in your pants. He just wants to have sex. And after that, it's going to be nothing, which is
Mhm.
usually the case. I mean,
Mhm.
men chase,
Mhm.
and women don't understand, especially young women, that we have the power.
Right.
We have the power. And like,
Right.
for real, like, really get that. Like, we have the power because it's a
Mhm.
yes or a no. And if you really want me, then you'll keep chasing, you'll do some things. But he's also saying that. And then he said that he was hipping her because he would want someone to do it to his daughter, to tell her
Mhm.
this is what's happening, this is what the men are
Mhm.
doing. But he's saying that she's not getting it because of the way the mother is delivering the message to her.
Right.
So at the end of it, another girl comes on and says to him, well, maybe she needs to hear it from a woman. So the lady who says it is saying it in a way that young people understand, as opposed
Mhm.
to, us saying, I told you, did it, how we come
Yeah.
off. And we don't hear that. I
Mm-mm.
didn't. I didn't hear when my mama said it. I don't know if
Mhm.
you did, but I didn't. Mm,
I heard it early. I think I started to blossom early in life. I
mhm.
remember when I was in third grade, my mother sat me down and opened up a medical book and started telling me all about my body and what goes in it and not go in it and all this and that. I
Uh-huh.
mean, absolutely at 8 years old, I could not
Yeah.
comprehend what she was saying, but I had a feeling it was important. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I couldn't understand the medical terms. Like why she had to get so medical with it. But she
Right.
could see me already by third grade. I'm starting to
Mm-hmm.
sprout,
Blossom. Yeah.
and yeah, and she was nervous about that. She wanted me to be equipped and understand my body,
Yeah.
and I really appreciated that. So when my daughters got into the third grade, I did the same thing for them. I
Mm-hmm.
did. My husband did it for my son. We actually
Mm-hmm.
found books that were more age appropriate that can
Right.
kind of talk in terms to them, and I think that was helpful. But you know what? The interesting thing, many of our parents didn't grow up in a solid family household.
Right. Right.
Um, it- a lot of, and they were very, a lot of times were very you know, didn't have a lot. They had a lot of love. They didn't even know they didn't
Mm-hmm.
have a lot until they
Right.
got a lot. But
Right.
that was the case. So they were able to raise us to understand romance and all of that. I'm telling you,
Mm-hmm.
Deborah, those songs in the 80s and 90s, those in the 70s, the slow
Right.
songs, the Luther
Yes.
Vandross,
Yes.
the Barges, the um Earth, Wind and Fires of the world. I mean,
Yes.
Cameo, Shirley Murdoch, Stephanie Mills, all of them. Jodeci, want to go into the 90s. Like all those songs. I remember when I was dating my husband, I mean, we would slow dance just by ourselves. It wouldn't even have to be
Yeah.
at a club. I loved it. And those songs were just very, very romantic.
Yeah.
And when I listen to the songs now, like you're saying with the music, I don't hear romance. I don't hear
Mm-mm.
stick to itness. I don't hear relationship.
Mm-mm.
It's like it's all like one and done.
And
And
it's also, excuse me for cutting you off, but it's also, they don't even know about romance. They know about, well, I know how to have sex. Well, I can do something. That ain't romance.
that's not.
That's just having sex.
Yep.
Before I got on this call, my friend Rod, who's on here, I think, he sent me a thing that said it was by Luther Vandross. And you know how he goes, Miss, I can't think because I don't want to pull it up, but it's like, what's that song like, Miss, who are you, where you from, what's that song, whatever that is. And
Uh-huh.
I was like, yes, you know what I mean, like
Oh
kids.
wait, excuse me, miss.
Yeah,
I won't
yes,
call your
that one.
name. Uh-huh.
Right. And because I said, is your son dating yet? And he was like, no, he was glad. I won't say what else he said because, we talking about sex. And I was like, right. And then he said, miss, kind of thing. And it was like, though, that's romantic. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? When you step into a woman, like, we need to teach our boys or our sons, or not us, but, we raise in a village, to be
Yeah.
romantic. Women
Yeah.
like, women do like romance, but they don't, the younger generation don't think about it because they never get it. They don't ask for it. And maybe we didn't teach them about romance. We taught
Right.
them, my daughter, yeah, when we took her to the doctor's like, well, she's probably going to come on a period at like at 10 years old. And I screamed, and my husband, came to the room, was like, what's wrong? And we got the doctor's office, like, oh, nothing. I'll tell you later. But I was devastated. I was like, what, 10?
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
already had a little butt and little hips and stuff. And I was like, oh, Lord. And she did. She came on around that age. But I
Mm-hmm.
told her straight up, like, I was really straight with her. This is
Yeah.
what they're gonna do. This is what they want. And I also said, I was like, that's the most precious thing on your body. If you
Yeah.
willing to, if they're worthy to get the most precious thing that you have on your body, okay. But I don't think nobody that you gonna meet no time soon is worthy of that. And I
No.
kept instilling it. And she did it. One day she said she was about to, and she thought about what I said, and she changed her mind. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, good, good.
See? It's those conversations. You're
Yes.
right. That is the most precious thing. That's what I would tell my daughters too. It was like, that your body is your temple, and that right there, don't just give it away freely. Don't ever have every Tom, Dick, and Harpo, you know,
Okay. Up
or
in there.
yeah, they got their issues, and they, all that. It's like it's that intimacy is very connecting. And
Yes.
what are you connecting to? Who are you connecting with? What kind of
Right.
baggage do they have? What kind of challenges do they have? Because that's going to be all up in you. And so,
Yes.
being very mindful of that.
But what kind of illness? Because
Yeah.
kids don't know if you have an illness, then that's in you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For a man, I'm saying like sperm, that's in you. So
Yeah.
be careful of whoever's listening, or you want to tell your kids or whatever. Be careful who they deal with. Like, find out if that nigga sick.
Right.
And when I say nigga, I mean white, black, purple, green. I don't care what you are. I ain't talking about just black.
Right.
Yeah. See what.
Absolutely. See what they have, because that hereditary thing too. It could be a genetic thing, and you just
Mhm.
don't know. I mean, we can't control that a lot of times. You don't know what you
Right.
have, but at the same time, you just got to be real mindful of that. I know when my girls started their cycle, um, my husband took them out like for just
Hmm.
like for ice cream or something, just to be
Hmm.
like one-on-one with them, just to say like
Yes.
this is, you coming into womanhood, unfortunately, however
Hmm.
age, and this is how you should be treated. And my girls always measure how they're treated with how their dad, and
Treated
their
them.
brother handles them. Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
And I,
Yeah.
I had my husband do that with my daughter. I was like, take her out on a date and
Yep.
open her car door
Absolutely.
and let her know that, the door to go in the building, let her know this is how you should be treated. And she
Yeah.
acts like that, to this day for the most part,
Yeah.
so it's like, yeah.
Yeah, it's
It
it's a
makes it seem
little
like, oh, it's
science.
nothing. I don't care. A lot of them nowadays, like, I don't care if he opens the door. I don't care. Or you just want to get your nails and feet done and shit. Okay. Well,
Right.
that's what you're going to get done. You're going to get
Yep.
some dick and you're going to get your
Yep.
nails and feet done. But
And
you
that's
need to
it.
know that dick is a dime a dozen and y'all already know the rest. So it don't
Right.
matter.
Right.
Be
To,
worthy.
be, respond well when you're treated like a queen. Don't
Yes.
don't say no, you don't have to do that for me. Say thank you, be gracious. Because a
Yes.
lot of women aren't as gracious anymore. They get an attitude, or
Mm-hmm.
oh, I can get my door myself and this, that, and the other. I know for me, in the business world, it's hard for me to receive a man opening the door for me. Now, personally, my husband, my son, absolutely, even my
Mm-hmm.
father at his age,
Mm-hmm.
86, and my
Mm-hmm.
brothers, all that. But for some reason in the business world, it's hard for me to receive that. And I don't know if that's like me trying to, man up as well, or what that is all about. But I
Yeah,
feel like that's not
sometimes.
necessary.
Yeah, sometimes no, I think it's necessary all the time. If you're a
Hmm.
man, whether you business or not, like, it should be second nature to you if that's how
Yeah.
you were raised, and if you're not, because sometimes, especially if you're with somebody when you're really younger, sometimes we might have to train them. But
Yeah.
at our ages, I'm not training no man. If you don't come with it, then just keep moving.
And
I
maybe
know this
that's
guy.
it.
This guy was trying to date me, and he was like, "Well, I don't open car doors all the time." I said, "Well, you
Oh,
short." You sure?
oh,
You like, for real? Because I opened the door. Yes, goddamn right. That means if you
right,
if you can't be considerate enough to open a damn car door for me, what else will you not do?
right,
And we not even dating yet. We just getting to the particulars. And he's like, huh,
right,
I ain't into that. I'm like, I ain't into you. So
right.
okay, bye. We don't talk no more.
I feel like our hands should not ever touch the door when it comes to that. So I know when I used to come out the house, and if like everybody was already in the vehicle, coming into the
Mhm.
garage, we're getting ready to go
Mhm.
somewhere. My husband always would say to my son, "Get the door for your mother," just to get my son
Yes.
in that habit at an early age. I mean, he was like 4 years old, climbing down from his little car seat to get, the door or
Yeah,
whatever.
I love it.
And that's how it has to be. We have to continue to do that, training the men up and the women though to receive it. And you're
Yeah.
right, when it's forced, when I can tell the difference when it's a natural thing, when a man is just like moving a
Hmm.
step ahead of you just to get the door,
Right.
versus, oh wait, here's a door, I think I'm supposed to open it. When it's like that, I don't receive it well. Like, dude, you saw me approaching the door, but
Right.
if you're gonna
Yeah.
have to try to run and catch up, then that's phony to me. So don't do that. So definitely, I would say the romance is missing in this
Yes.
generation. How do we get it back, Deborah? What needs to happen?
We
And you
need
know
to.
what? Before we continue, there's other people in. I see Albert came in. Albert Miranda, thank you for coming in. Hello to you. And Roderick is saying, "Can I take you out tonight?" He's asking. I know he's asking you, Deborah.
No, he talk
Yes,
about the
listen, Roderick.
song.
I'm telling her. I'm showing it too. And Commander Alpha Turkey is in the building.
I
Hello
don't know
to
who
you.
that
Thanks for
is.
tuning
Okay.
in. That's an interesting name. So, what? How can we bring that back? Because it's up to our generation, I think, to
Yes.
re-energize it, make it come back, have it as a comeback.
I think by doing these kind of talks and probably getting people on there and older people listening, or the people on here who are younger listening, and then if they have YouTube channels, talk about it. Like
Yeah.
it's a conversation all the time.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how old you are. Like you said, son, 4 years old.
Yep.
Yeah, open the door. Like I
Yeah.
can't figure it out. You can't. What you mean you can't figure it out?
Yeah.
That's like my mama used to tell me, put my son on a little high chair to wash dishes. She said you're gonna have to wash them after him, but let
Yeah.
him wash the dishes. So
Yeah.
we just got to start doing it. Or if you see a younger person, like some of Maya's friends who are, they're in their 30s. Maya's my daughter. They're in their 30s. I'm like, open the door. But I don't really have that problem with them. But I don't know if they're doing it for their friends. It doesn't probably won't appear to it, because me, I'm the kind, when you walk in my house, you need to take your hat off.
Hmm.
Like, I
Yes.
mean, I used to say that, and this one guy continuously, every time he sees me, he's like, all I can remember is when I first came in your house. He's like, I know damn well you ain't walking in here and your hat's still on your head. And he
That's
said, I said,
right.
right. He's like, and now I take my hat off. I said, well, I hope you do. Like, even if a person doesn't require it, it should just be in you. Take it off. Take your damn
Yep.
hat off when you walk in the house. I'm old fashioned. And I
Yeah.
think that if more of us become more old fashioned and not be like, it's a different generation, it it's going to continue to change. It's going to be another generation and another
Right.
generation. So therefore, what, you going to just leave the door? Like, just how about we just don't have no damn doors? How about
Right.
that? Like, after a while, just don't have no doors. Just walk through the goddamn glass. What do
Right.
we do? It's not
Right.
a big deal.
Because it's like, okay, it's a new generation, it's another generation, and I get it. And they are doing things differently with like
Mhm.
technology and stuff.
Yes.
But those other things, those things that are fundamental to who we are, those essentials, we can't let those go. We can't afford to let those go.
Mhm.
Because all it's going to do, if we're gonna let those go, it's just gonna snowball, and everything's gonna be shot to hell then, you know?
Right. Right.
Listen, there was a training that I had put together for financial literacy, right? I wasn't
Mhm.
doing the facilitating, someone else was. I got there. I didn't have to be there really, but I wanted to just kind of like
Yeah.
walk in and see how everything was going. And it was in a really important building. I'm just going to put it at that. It was in a very
Mhm.
important building, office building, and it was some apprentices, some young men. It was about
Mhm.
9 of them,
Mhm.
and I want to say like 4 of them had either a hat on or hood.
Mhm.
And so I looked around, and I'm like, y'all learning about financial literacy. Y'all in this building that's like high profile. You don't know who's gonna
Mhm.
be walking through.
Right.
And y'all just sitting here, and I'm looking at the facilitator like, you not checking them. So I was like, you know what? Excuse me, I need to say something, because my whole spirit couldn't even handle it. Y'all are
Right.
in a conference room, a beautiful conference room at that,
Right.
and y'all sitting here like this, like what in the world? So I went up to the front, and the financial person was thinking I was going to add to what she had just said. No, I'm not adding to
Right.
that. What I need them to do right now, if you have a hat on or a hood, I need you to take that off. I need you to take it
Right.
off.
Right.
Yeah, y'all are grown men, but I need y'all to take that off. Do you know where you are? First of all, you're in a building. That should have came off anyway. You're in a training. That should have came off anyway. You look
Right.
crazy. You look like you're supposed to be straight up outside.
Right.
Just because that's you work in operations don't mean that you have to look like that on the inside too. And so they took one of the guys was like, well, I didn't get my hair cut. You knew this training was happening. You knew this was happening. Like, what you mean? Like, let
Yes.
somebody know. Comb your hair. So what? It don't have to be cut or anything, but at least run a brush over it or something, a stick
Something.
or whatever. But that lady was like, "Oh yeah, I know. I wanted to say something." That's the problem. We want to say
Right.
something, but we don't.
Yes, we don't. And we need to say more when we see stuff. People,
Yeah.
well, I don't want to get in it. I don't want to be involved. Okay. So when something happens to you, don't ask nobody else to get involved. Let it
Right.
go.
Right.
Like when people say, I can't stand the police. I hate the police. Okay. So when you get hurt or somebody robs you or
Yeah.
somebody kills somebody, don't fuck with the police then. Cause
Right.
stop your bullshit. You don't
Yep.
have to like them, but you can respect them because you don't know what that job entails. They get killed too. But my
Right.
thing is that we just gotta have more conversations. We gotta speak up when we say stuff. And I don't care. You don't have to like me, but what you're gonna
Right.
do is respect me.
Yeah,
Because if you
for
don't, you're
sure.
gonna see the other side. You don't want to see that.
Right. It's
But
not a it's a requirement at this point, you know?
yeah,
So, yeah, like you said, you may not like me, but you know where I stand. So you know that
yes,
when I come around, this is the expectations I have for you. These are my requirements. And that's why people are treated so differently. Some people are loosey-goosey with them. Some people, they are more conservative or straight with them or respectful, let's
yes.
say, of them. And that's because of their aura is this is what I require of how I need to be treated. And more people need to have that kind of stance for sure.
Yeah,
They really do.
absolutely. Absolutely. With your, like we talked last week, you were talking about the pants hanging down. You
Yeah.
know, I think we talked about that on here, but um and I know that
About
you're the
it.
interviewee, but I think you need to tell that story about again about your son with that,
Yes.
you know?
Yes. I told them, I said, listen, you know, if you out here with your pants sagging out in the streets, when your friends come over, I'm a sag. And we gonna see which one is better. You don't want me sagging in front of your friends. That trust me,
And you're gonna
and it will
walk
be.
right in front of them.
I'm trying to tell you, you're looking at a game, you're looking at the TV. Oh, I'm walking in front of the TV. I'm pausing, I'm turning around, I'm picking something up, all that, all
Can you?
bending from the waist
Yes.
down.
And you gonna be embarrassed. So okay,
Yes,
if you don't want to
e-
be embarrassed, don't embarrass me.
exactly. It goes both ways. It goes both ways.
I think that is
And that's why a
so
lot of
funny.
it goes both ways. And my kids know I'm dead serious when I say that. Like I would embarrass them before they could ever embarrass me. I'll throw the tantrum before they throw the tantrum. I get
Man,
them
if
before they
people
get me.
don't know, they need to know that part about you because that shit is funny as hell. The tripping them up, the saggy pants,
Yes.
all that right there. And look
Um,
at your kids, they're doing really well, all three of
mhm.
them. They're doing
Yeah.
magnificent. But it's because how you raised. And if it doesn't have to be a father and a mother in the house because we're not saying mothers can be fathers or fathers can be mothers,
Right.
but you can still have the conversation.
Yes.
Like you don't know how I feel as a woman. I don't know how you feel as a man, but I know
Mhm.
what I want from a man
Right.
and I know what I want to give as a woman.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. And that's the conversation right there. My son and
mhm,
I went to the movies today, and we always have those mother-son moments
mhm,
because he'll get the man perspective, from my husband, but he's getting that female perspective from me of how I would like to be treated. And he takes
yeah,
notes on that. And that's
yeah,
important. And if we don't have those conversations, it's not what you don't want them to be like, you telling them what you want them to be.
right,
This is really a nice thing, a nice gesture. I like that. So like rinse and repeat that for sure. Wow.
definitely.
I think you're right when it comes down to asking for advice. Because when I asked the question at first, I asked you, are the young women or men asking you? And you're right, they don't. Because they think they
Mhm,
have it all together. But Deborah, it's so incredible how the older they get quiet. I know the ones that I encounter, they get quiet
mhm,
when I start
mhm,
sharing advice. They don't really have any follow-up questions, but I can
mhm.
tell they're listening.
Yeah,
Versus when they were younger, maybe in their teen years, it would be
mhm,
like, like you think whatever.
yeah,
And they don't really absorb it. But now, as they're older, I feel like they are definitely absorbing it. I'm gonna tell you, when I was dating, I loved dating. Dating was like my thing. People used to tell me, Sherry, you need to write a book on this. Like it was a game to me. I really enjoyed
yes.
it. The courting, the treatment, all that. And I just, wish women would have higher standards and that men would raise up to those standards for,
Yeah.
you
And we
know,
got to teach them that. Like I don't think we as older women and older men or whomever, if men who are listening, like continue to teach men, even if they're your son's friends or your daughter's friends who are men or
yeah,
guys or whatever, like have the conversation. Like I see a lot of times people come over the house and they leave their kids, so you all go to the basement. First of all, My daughter couldn't have no friends go to the basement. I need to see your ass. What you going to the
Right.
basement for? Uh-uh.
Right.
Right here,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. And have a conversation. Walk past, listen, and see, what's being said. And if you
Yeah.
can join in the conversation or say, you know what, blah blah blah. We leave our kids alone too much to me.
Yes.
We
Yes.
leave them alone. They raise their what do you call them, latchkey kids, and from
Mm-hmm.
latchkey kids now it's this like, if it's a one parent household, we work a lot, but you got to take that time. Like you take time to go to work and get ready to go to work, and you come home, you got to take that same. It doesn't have to be hours. It could be a half an hour. It could be
Yeah.
15 minutes,
Yeah.
but just talk and see what's going on, and whatever. Just look at it and think. Like sometimes when I see other YouTube channels and I'm hearing them talk, I just want to get on there and just like, can I choke the shit out you? That's what I want to do.
Why? What are
'Cause,
they doing?
like, where'd you get that shit from? Talking about women and what they don't want, and she this and she that. Yeah, I did that. Okay, and what does that make you? Really,
Right.
like, actually, what do you think that makes you?
Right.
Because you're gonna have some kids. You want somebody to do what you doing to somebody, to your daughter, because they're gonna do it,
Right.
or they're
Right.
gonna try it, especially if you ain't taught her
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
any of that. Like, it's necessary. It's absolutely necessary to have that conversation. Take them out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I've taken my daughter's friends out to eat, and then we can
Yeah.
have that conversation. You ain't getting up while you eat my food, so you ain't
Right.
going nowhere. So we're gonna have a conversation. It's on my dime.
Yeah.
Take the time to do that.
That's the best way to do it too. Let's break bread.
Yeah.
Let's break bread and have
Yeah,
conversation.
and have it
Mm-hmm.
outside the home sometimes. I know I
Yeah.
remember when I was in, I think, I don't know if it was therapy, my husband and I had went to, whatever, and it was like, if you need to have the big conversations, and you can argue more when you at home, but if you in a car and y'all riding along, or like we go to like where the water is and get out and have the conversation, it doesn't seem so like I'm in your face, or we're gonna get to fussing and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. But when you're out, I think, and especially like if you're walking around, have a conversation. It could be a nicer conversation.
Deborah, that's great advice.
Hmm.
I mean that makes sense. I don't think I've ever heard it like that. But
Hmm.
yeah, if you want to have those deep conversations, have them in public.
Right.
I love
Go
it.
out, walk
Yeah.
down. I mean, you can walk wherever, a nice little area that you want, or not, or sit on a bench or whatever, and have a conversation. And then you're not so apt to have a big loud argument.
Right.
And I
I
mean,
like
it worked a little bit better for us. I liked it. I like doing
that.
that because I go from 0 to 100. Mhm.
See, and I do too, but internally, so I'm
Yeah.
getting my rage is inside, and that's not healthy. That's not
Yeah,
healthy.
yeah, my
So
rage would be inside, but
I'm talking about inside
someone,
my body, and it's I'm getting hot,
yeah,
and so but
woo,
it's all good. So now, are those same types of guys? I mean, you shared the experience that you had with the man that said I'm not one to open doors or whatever, but are
right.
you finding that men of a certain age, more seasoned men, vintage men in their own right, are you finding that they are reverting to how the generation is right now, or are they still maintaining? Because men back in the day, they were suave with it, they were
Yeah,
good. So are they
yeah.
keeping that same energy, or are they lax, lazy, lax with it now?
Just from observation, I noticed that some men, like in their 50s, who don't want to be in their 50s, they still want to be young. So they're acting like the younger guys do.
Mm.
And it's like when they talk to me about that kind of stuff, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, that's just how I talk. What the fuck? Don't be telling me no dumb shit like that. You did what?
Yeah.
You said
Yeah.
what? Deb, ain't nobody for all that shit. No, yeah, yes you are. Yes you are. Because you got girls.
Mhm.
So you
Right.
okay with them treating her like that? Or, someone's way older or whatever. But men, to me, that are trying to act younger, that are in their
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, like even in their 60s, I see men like, what, you trying to put your pants on your ass?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Or wear your hat
Yeah.
like you can. It's okay to wear your hat backwards. You know, sometimes I think that's kind of cute or
Yeah.
whatever, but not to wear your hat backwards um is a
For
whole nother
concert.
story. Yeah,
Mhm.
especially as you in your 60s. Oh, I mean, I even seen men like in their 70s trying to um act
Yeah.
like you in your 20s and 30s, and it's like,
Mhm.
what? Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? You know how they act with their pants or what they're wearing, you know,
Yeah.
kind of thing. It's like I don't respect that. And I'm not saying
Yeah.
you have to dress old, but you're not in your 20s and 30s, you know.
No.
And so I think that they really not respect it, but people don't want to just like everybody's not like we are, like really say something, you know, to it. Like, yeah, I know I saw him and I was thinking to myself
Right.
that damn, why you ain't say something then? You don't have to say it like I said, but say something.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Like that ain't cool. That shit ain't
mm-mm.
cool.
Because I always ask people, "What you say? Did you say something?" They be like, "Nah, I just let them
Mm-mm.
go ahead. I
I
figure
stay
they
in my
like it."
lane.
Yeah.
But okay, so don't complain when shit is looking like it's looking now.
Right.
What you gonna say?
Exactly.
What you gonna say?
Exactly. You know what's
Mm-mm.
interesting? A while ago, like maybe I think it was before COVID, there was a man, he's in his 40s. He's probably in his late 40s now.
Mm-mm.
And he had gotten married, but he was like undercover with his marriage.
Mm-mm.
And he didn't want to tell people or whatever. And he said to me, he's like, you know, I know that they have man caves, but would you agree with your to have your husband live in a separate house? What? What you mean? He was like, sometimes you might want to just have your own space and not be in the same house. I was like, no, that would never be okay with me. He was like it was almost like he was trying to find people to agree with that
Mm-mm.
because that's
Mm-mm.
what he really wanted to do. And I guess he was trying to build a case up for his wife. But I'm just like, why did you get married then? If you're not going to stay in the same dwelling. I mean, I get it if you want to separate or get a divorce, yeah. But if you saying you still gainfully married, that y'all are together, your husband and wife, it's just sometimes you need to step away and do what? And do what?
My uncle said when I was younger, I told him this guy said he just need a little bit of space. So, you know, my uncles and father and them like hustlers. So my uncle said, hey, "Now that nigga don't want no space. He doing something." He was
Yeah.
like, "When somebody tell you that, they want to do something else." He said, "So
Mm-hmm.
just leave him alone. Tell him he can
Yeah.
have all the goddamn space he want. Get on."
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's what I
I was
did.
like,
I was like, "You can have all the space you want," because I was like, "Oh, you just want some space?" At first, I was like, "Space? Like, what exactly does that mean?" You know, coming from a dude, I know what it mean coming from me. For me, I'm not gonna tell you I want space. It's like, get the fuck on. I don't have
yeah.
time.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
know, guys want to have their cake. Not guys, not all guys. So, but a
Yeah.
lot of them want to have their cake and eat it too. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, you ain't doing that over here. I
Not at all.
remember this older gentleman that I knew. I was in this program, and his wife said, "I don't want him to come home. Like you need to get your own place." And they got real money, right? So he
Mm-hmm.
was like, he was cussing and fussing. "Well, it's my damn house," and did it like, I mean, they got a couple of houses, but he was like, "Eh." So she was like, "I really don't want you to come home." And so he said, okay. So he went and got himself, you know, his own little townhouse. She got hers. So after about a year or so, you know, they were still coming back and forth. He was enjoying it. He started enjoying it because he was like, damn, I could take my coat off. And this is a white guy, right? He was like, I could take my coat off and put it on a railing. I could do whatever. I can leave my shoes at the door. I could take my shit off in the bathroom and I don't have to hear nobody, talking to me. He was enjoying the life now. But
Uh-huh.
now she like,
Interesting.
wait a minute, you're getting a little comfortable, So she would come over and start to, rearrange. He's like, do that at your house. My shit like it
Wow.
is. And he was, I mean, we were really, really close like this for a long time. I just haven't seen him in a while. After a while, it was like now it's like 5 years. He still got his own
Wow.
place. So he say, well, I ended up fixing her house up and getting another place down in North Carolina somewhere, Akaki or somewhere. I can't think of the name of it in
Like
North
on the
Carolina. Something.
coast.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So he's like, she wanted two dishwashers. I got her that. I got her that. And I still got my own place. And she was like, no, I really think you should give that up. He was like, oh no, I don't want to give it up. He's
See,
like, I
you got
like
to be
you
careful
gotta
what
be
you ask
careful what
for.
you ask for, right?
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
I don't know if he still has it. If he probably if he has it, he may have rented it out or something like that. Maybe I don't know because now he's closer to like 90, and he was
Oh,
still driving like Ferraris and shit. You know what I mean? I mean, and he
yeah.
was he was then I think I was in like 30 something and 30, 40, 50. He was like 50 something going into
Mhm.
60. So now, I'm older, if even if he's still alive. But he was like, this is what I want. So we got to be careful what we ask for.
We do. We do. And
Hmm
and that's why too, even talking when you're in a relationship and the things that you say you don't want or don't like
hmm
or they get on your
hmm
nerves or whatever, you got to be
Right.
careful with that, that
Yeah.
message as well that you put out there. But I couldn't imagine living under, different roofs, but
I
still
can see you
saying,
having your own bedroom. Now, I'm okay with that part
mhm.
because
A lot of
sometimes,
people do that, I hear.
yeah, um, I really am. I mean, I don't care about it. I don't even. I think so. I don't want to talk too much about that, but
It's until this generation, Deborah, growing up, I never heard of that, of, a married couple having separate bedrooms.
oh,
But
I
here
did.
lately, I'm hearing that.
hmm I did. It was like I think it was when I was older, and my great. I think she was great or great grandmother. She and her husband had separate rooms, and it was because supposedly it was because he smoked, and she didn't want that in her bed. But it
Mhm.
wasn't because, oh, I need my space kind of thing. I think it was,
Yeah.
nah, you guys smoke in there because I don't want that smell in my room or something like that. But I
But you
don't
know
know.
what? They did that back in the day, like in the 1800s and such, at
They
old
did.
movies and stuff, they would always have like her suite, his suite. Just like,
Yes.
his and her closets, they would
Yeah.
have like his and her bedrooms and such. So, and
Yeah.
I went through the Biltmore estate, which is in, have you heard of it? It's called the
And
Biltmore estate where the Vanderbilts used to live in
yeah,
Asheville, North Carolina.
in Nashville. Oh, okay. Because they
Asheville.
got one closer in Maryland or something. Don't they have a Biltmore or something now? Okay, but go ahead.
A- it's the largest family-owned mansion in the country, but they built it in the early 1900s. Because I
hmm
always was like, wait, did slaves build this? But it wasn't. It was after slavery.
hmm
Um, and they had a his and her bedroom, like, and they had a huge library sitting room or whatever in between both rooms, and
hmm
both rooms were decorated and designed according to their taste. So his was more masculine, mahogany
Right.
type furniture, heavier
Yeah.
colors and such. Hers was more of the lighter golds and, pastel colors and whatnot. But they was
hmm
a oh, I mean, the room was huge, in between their room, but that's how it was back then for certain people,
Yeah,
for
some
sure.
people, I mean, if that's your thing, then fine, as long as you still communicating, you still connected. Some people snore, and
Yeah,
maybe they
that's
don't want
true.
to, be in the room like me. I'm a snorer. I try not to, but it is what it is. I'm by myself, so I don't really care. But yeah, I mean, my
That's
husband and
true.
I did that a little bit. It wasn't like we didn't have a big house or anything, but he had his space. I was like, look, go in there. I don't feel like that shit,
Mhm.
or you want to come in the room because you want to get busy, kind of
Mhm.
thing. But I mean, most of the time we did, but he still had his own space where
Yeah.
because a lot of times he did his work for his business at night. And I was
Mhm.
like, I can't do that because I'm like, I want quiet when I sleep. People leave
Yeah.
TVs and stuff on, I can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's those are all good reasons. I know during COVID especially, it escalated because if one had COVID, they definitely weren't sharing a
hmm
room, and then it just kind of was like, "You know what? This all right. I don't mind." I have a couple of friends that said that they was like, "You know what? We just never really went back. It was just all good, and we
Yeah,
meet sometimes,
yeah.
when it's that, and that's it, and that's cool." So,
Even if it's every night. Okay, let's
yeah,
get busy. All right, bye. See
right.
you later. We ain't
Yeah,
got to do
yeah.
the hugging and kissing and.
Especially, I think, I haven't started going through the change yet. So I
Oh,
know
okay.
that, a lot of women will have those night sweats and things, and they get real hot and it just
You
becomes uncomfortable.
haven't? That's a whole
No,
conversation.
right? I'm not even premenopausal yet. I can
Damn.
still
Oh,
have
you.
babies
Uh,
at 55.
no,
Could you imagine?
I started going through mine at like 50. but I didn't know it. I just kept thinking I was hot. Like, what the fuck going on? Why I'm hot all the time?
Yeah.
Until I went to the doctor because I hated going. And I was like, I'm what? Oh hell no! I still didn't believe it. But
Yeah.
eventually, like, yeah, I believed it. It's like I feel like like you turned on that your beautiful background there with that fireplace was inside of my stomach rising up.
Oh my goodness. And how long was your menopause? How long
About
did it
10
last?
years. About 10.
10
But they
years?
say it never really goes away. Sometimes I still get the hot flashes or whatever, depending on what I eat. For me, it was about if I eat a lot of sweets or you do certain things, I would notice it more.
Uh-huh. I see Carter's Eat is in the building, and Carter's Eat is one of my sorors, but she's a content creator and she is wonderful. You should check her out, Deborah, for
Okay, what's her,
sure.
how you spell it?
Carter's Eat. Carter's
Mm,
Carterseat.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Carter Eats.
And she's in a
Okay.
multi family dynamic. So she's in her 50s, her and her husband, but they had children later in life, and
Hmm.
they also care for her parents who are in their 80s. So
Okay.
it's a interesting dynamics. It's
Oh,
cool.
wow.
Sandwich generation. But yeah, I'm not menopausal. Um my uterus is a punk. Basically, it's a follower, not a leader, because I always get on the schedule of whatever female I'm around mostly. So when my daughters are around, I'm like, "Are y'all on your cycle?" Because I'm about to
Mhm.
start. Like, it's a punk. It wanna be down with everybody.
I don't know
So
how, because you are definitely not that.
that's what I'm saying, at all. And I'm like, of all things, let me be the follower and
It's
let it
being
be the leader.
rebellious. It's being
It
you got a
is.
rebellious
It doesn't want to
booty.
let go. It doesn't want to let go. So sometimes I'm like, okay, maybe. And then because it has to be a full year, right? That you don't get your cycle.
I don't know because when I had my daughter, I had a partial hysterectomy, so I can't speak on that part of it. So probably that's why mine maybe my sister she started in her 30s and shit, and actually had a baby. I think did she have her in her 40s or damn near 30 now 40? I was like, what's wrong with you having damn
Mm.
children? Because she had already
See?
had two, but that was one that they weren't expecting.
Uh,
So, but they had her.
well, women are having children later and later now because they are going into their careers. I know I
Yeah,
remember I got married at 25 and all my friends were like, "You young. Like that's crazy. I would never get married at 25." And the majority of them, a lot of them did not get married because they waited so long. And
yeah.
if you are like, I feel like well, I don't know how it is today. I just know how it was before. If
Hmm.
you didn't get married by like 35, it was
Right,
more challenging
right.
because now those 35-year-old men are looking at 25-year-old women. So if you're 35, or those
Ridiculous.
45-year-old men looking at you, they already settled. So
Yes.
it becomes more challenging.
And sometimes they don't want children. It's like, how you going to want to date somebody in their 20s, your ass hitting 50 or in your 50s, and you dating 30-year-olds who haven't had children.
Hmm.
So you done had yours. So what you think they're supposed to do? Just follow you?
Hmm.
But
It becomes
people are
challenging.
selfish like that.
But our bodies are changing, so women are able to
Yeah.
carry. I feel like I could definitely have another baby right now. And
Okay.
sometimes because I'm still getting my cycle, I want to, just so
Really?
I don't have to have it.
Oh my God.
Like I weigh the pros and cons, like, if I have a baby, a good 10 months, really 20 months, because I'll nurse them too. So, when you nurse, you
Hmm.
don't get your cycle. So at
Oh,
least almost 2 years I shouldn't have my cycle.
right. But then you got a whole 18 years to go, damn near 70, with a
I
child
know.
that's not even 18 yet. It's like, you want to do that to yourself just because you want to not have a period?
I'm right.
It's like, really, Sherry? Okay. Yeah, we're
I
going to have
already
to.
told my kids, I said, listen, if me and your dad slip up, one of y'all gonna have to raise it. I know it. Because I won't even have the energy or my body, the skeleton of my body won't be able to chase behind no babies. Not right
Look,
now.
if the one of your kids say, Mom, you need to wear a condom then.
Right? And they have them for women now.
Well, and
So
how does the hell does that work?
I don't know.
A
I don't
condom for
know.
women. Like how? How does that work?
And it's I don't know if it's popular or not because I don't hear women, I don't know any woman that's used them.
Yeah, me either.
But
I
that's
hadn't
like
even heard.
those the demi cup. Have you heard of the demi cup
No, what
that
is
women
that?
use for their cycle,
For their cycle?
for their periods? Uh-huh.
Uh-uh.
So it's like a cup. I think it's made out of silicone or rubber or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's made out of something, but it's you can bend it so it's flexible and you
Mm-hmm.
insert it almost like a tampon, but it's a cone
So it's a
shaped
cup.
cup.
Okay.
Uh-huh, and that's where the blood goes. And I'm just like, I can't even imagine what's the removal of it like. But women that understand it and use it
Mhm.
love it.
Well, I can imagine it because it's better than, wearing Kotex. I guess that's what you call
Or
them, whatever you
tampon. They
call
don't
them.
they don't I don't think they call them I don't think they call them
No, but I'm
Kotex.
saying like we shouldn't really wear tampons. So
Right.
so if you wear like I didn't really wear I was very uncomfortable with tampons because I had the worst periods ever. And I
Mhm.
had lots of pain, I was like, So it's better than having that on you, I would
Yeah.
say, if it's going in the
Yeah, it's
cup, but
healthier. It's healthier.
yes, yes. So
They
that's a
say
good thing.
more the less restricted your flow is, the better
Yes,
it is for you.
right.
But when you try to mush it up and contain it, it gets mad, and that causes other problems. So,
Yeah.
but I'm just wondering, I guess the female condom is kind of like that, the way you have to insert it, but it's probably the opposite way to cover all that, the uterus, and I don't know.
We ain't even got nothing for it to attach to. That's why I'm like, what? How do you do that?
I
I
oh.
think that's for women who are gay. Because that's my thought. I'm
I think
laughing
it's
at
for
your
all
face.
women.
You're like, huh?
I know.
Well, I'm thinking like, I can't even have that conversation at the moment, but I know what I'm thinking.
Look, you said you're gonna save that
I mean,
risque.
like you're gay, so most of them, unless you have an insertion kind of thing. But if you're having oral sex as a woman and you want to be careful, then I would imagine you put it on like a man would put on a condom.
But then, I mean, straight women have oral sex too, Deborah.
No, I know that, but I said, uh, I
It
know
don't matter
because
whose mouth it is. I mean, it matters, but I'm just saying a mouth is a mouth, whether it's a female mouth or I mean, I don't want the female. I want the males. I want my husband's mouth only.
right.
But I'm just saying, you know, where are we going with this? Hold on,
Wait, I just stopped. I was like, because I could go, no.
right? Hold on. But
Woo!
I don't think you put it on your mouth and then do your thing. It has to go inside,
No, it
right?
doesn't. No, your clitoris ain't inside.
But I'm saying, but your clitoris don't get you pregnant either.
No, it doesn't. But I'm saying we were not talking about getting pregnant. We was talking about condoms. I can't hear
And
you.
just be like,
Oh, okay.
we're not just wrapping that up. It's a whole thing. It's a whole situation.
I ain't gonna talk to you no more about that shit. Cause I can say a lot. And I ain't gay at all. Yeah.
Maybe we need to look up a YouTube channel that goes more in depth. I have never even seen one sold. Like, where are they even sold? At a store
I'm
near
gonna
you?
find
What
out from a
store?
couple of my gay friends so we can have that conversation either on my new channel or we're gonna come back and have you on and we're gonna talk about some shit.
Okay.
That'll be a
And
really good one.
it will. And teach me, because I need to understand what that's all about. Let's see. All right. So that's crazy that we went
Anybody
down that.
on do any of your people on there know?
They don't know. No one's saying they know. I'm like, do y'all
Hmm.
use female condoms? And I wonder, how big are they? Are they big? Are they small? Do they come in different sizes?
There you go. There you go. There you go.
You
of all
anchor
the
it
damn
to your hip.
questions.
You anchor it to your hips, and you. I don't know.
Me
Does it
either.
have suction? Does it have grip on it? You
This is what you do. You should have been a damn lawyer.
right? Yeah.
Well,
You-
why? But where? But when?
I
So what do
know.
you do when you finish with it? You just throw it away? I mean, are you sure?
How do you take it out?
Yeah. Well, if it's in, I don't know. Like,
I'm thinking it has to be in.
I
So
don't.
Carter's eat. Lisa is saying she has no idea. Somebody said go to Walmart. Commander said go to Walmart. I'm gonna go down and see. I might even buy a box just to check it out.
Okay, but I'm gonna call my friend, I'm gonna ask her, and she gonna say, "Bitch, really? You asking me about this shit?" Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I just want to know.
But you know what? We need to understand this over 50, because over 50, we're still susceptible to things. Like people in
Yeah.
nursing homes, it's a whole situation going on in nursing
Oh,
homes.
and
Not
them
that we
nursing
are nursing
homes.
home age, but
Yeah, but they nasty. Them nursing home women, they trying to get busy with everybody. 'Cause it's like I'm in here and I don't have to. So yeah, Fred, come on. Like they ain't worried about shit because they in a nursing home. It's like I saw that on a program. I can't think of if it was Frasier or one of them kind of places in the nursing home, and the women were really getting busy. The STDs are really high
yeah.
in nursing homes.
Yeah. Because the only thing they was worried about, because back in the day, the only thing you really worried about is getting pregnant. So they're like, well, I
Yeah,
know I can't get pregnant, so come on.
yeah. So
But you
yeah,
gotta still protect yourself.
yeah. But everybody in the nursing home, some people are in their 50s going to nursing homes, and I
That's
mean not
true.
nursing homes. I should say
Assisted of
senior.
55-year-old living.
Right. Yeah. Assisted living or it don't even have to be assisted. It's just senior, like senior
Yeah.
living. I
Yeah.
had a friend, he and his wife told me we went into a senior community. I said, how the fuck does that work for you?
Hmm.
Because I know they don't act, they are seniors, but they don't they more like me. And I was like, he was like, no, no, no. He said it's just like the community.
Yeah.
They had their home built in that community and the gate closes at 8 o'clock. You can still go in and out, but
Hmm.
everybody can't come in and out. So I mean, I
Yeah.
think that's a good thing.
It is.
But
It
I
is.
like being around younger people. Maybe that's why don't look like I'm about to be really old. Damn
You're
near
not gonna be
70.
old. 69 is not old. That's a good year, actually. That's the year I was born. But when are you gonna be 69? December what?
29th.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I
That's
will
gonna be good.
close, I guess. I
69 is a
mean,
great age. It's a great year.
you're not even 60 yet, so how would you know? Talking about some 69 is a good year. Hell, 68, it's been a little rough. Shit just started changing at 68. I'm like,
What
wait a
starts
minute.
changing at 68?
For me, things just really, um, like my body starts saying, you 68 now, bitch. So, and I'm like, so what? I'm still keep doing what I'm doing because I don't know what, it was like, how does 68 feel? I don't know. I mean, because I don't
Hmm.
feel 68, so I can't really say. I just know right now it's just, I have a little bit more aches and pains, but
Hmm.
um, I could still do everything I could do when I was in my 50s.
Hmm. Every year my dad would
Just
get
about,
older. I
not
would
everything.
not, but what's not like everything? Like you can't do splits,
Yeah,
cartwheels.
like I could do that before. Um, no, I mean, I think at 60, if I practice, I can still do it. I don't feel that way. But I just mean like just more a little bit aches and pains, more, stuff coming here. I still don't have the
Crow's
lines
feet.
around your eyes and stuff. I don't have all that. And when people
Hmm.
go, especially white women go, well, what do you use? Bitch, I done told you 100 times. I put some olive oil on my face because that's really good for your skin. And I
Hmm.
might use something else. I don't even know what it is. I don't have like a regiment like that or any,
Hmm.
I don't use eye cream because the shit breaks like I start tearing up after a while.
Yeah.
Because I'm always rubbing my eyes or I just don't use all that. It's just, this is it.
Yeah.
Maybe I might put some cucumbers on my eyes when I want to relax them or something like that. But I don't have any particular creams or any of that, honestly.
So
And they're
I
still
don't.
looking at you like, really?
Yeah, I know. Because people always think you have that one thing that you're just not sharing with them. No, if I had it, I would tell you what it is. I
Yeah,
take my eye makeup off with Vaseline.
yeah.
That's
I
it.
think that's the best.
Hmm. And whatever
Mm.
lotion I lotion my body with, I just put that on my face.
Yeah. I mean,
I
I've
don't.
been using olive oil, like however you say it. I just use that because I found out that olive oil really has a lot of inflammatory things. It helps with inflammation, and it helps with a lot of things on your body. So I use that. And if I'm going out, I might use something else that may smell a little good. But other than that, I just use, now I'm a perfume person. I love perfume.
What's your
I
favorite
don't know why you
perfume?
say you're not premenopausal, because your ass been flashing lately. You've been doing this.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you, when the lights are on and they hot, I get
Oh,
hot with my
okay.
lights.
Okay. Okay.
And that's it.
Hey y'all, I'm winking.
They did the blood work and everything, and they was like, nope, like no more
Okay.
period. I'm like, well, that's why when I turned 50, I really thought I was gonna get pregnant because my great grandmother had her 15th child at 50, and when she
Damn.
had that baby, everything stopped. She didn't. She just went into menopause. Like she didn't even have hot flashes. She just stopped getting her period.
Yeah, but
So I'm
everybody
thinking I
doesn't
need
get hot
another baby.
flashes. Everybody doesn't get it. My grandmother, she said she didn't, she raised me. She said she didn't have hot flashes. I was like, yeah, because your ass was so damn mean. Even the hot flashes wasn't fucking with you. Oh no, she was mean as hell. You couldn't say nothing. And she bust out laughing when I said, I was like, you ain't never have. She was like, no, I said, no, because your ass was so damn mean. The hot flashes wouldn't even come fuck with you. So,
Right. They
nah,
said, I ain't messing with her. She too
no, hell
mean.
nah.
Yeah.
They
But
was like, all right, you can have it. Go ahead. Just don't
do
have a
you,
period. You
when you go
good.
out, do you use powder or anything like foundation or anything on your skin?
No.
Me
Mm-mm.
either. Because I
No,
don't
no.
like to hug somebody and it gets on their clothes. That's
I don't want
embarrassing.
to.
So
I
I
don't
don't
care
put all
about them.
that.
I don't want the shit to get on my damn clothes. It's like, and plus, I'm so light. So, to be honest, I feel like when I gotta go in the store and they looking at me like a white woman, I'm like, I don't want that. Like, what is that? No, you're not putting that shit on my face. No, no, no. I need a little color. Okay, so you can do my little cheeks, but we're not doing all of that because they be
Hmm.
doing too much. Well, you
Yeah.
need some foundation, bitch. I'm 60 something. I don't need no foundation.
Mm-mm. I don't
Mm-mm.
put any on.
No.
My only thing, hereditary for me are my bags. My father has really big bags. He looks like he's Samoan. His eyes, he looks like he's from
Yeah.
someplace else. And so I know that that's hereditary. So I'm considering having like the fat extracted
Mm-hmm.
and see what that do.
Yeah, because I have it on one side, but even as a kid, I think it was this side. It was like it was puffy. Even when I was born, when I saw baby pictures, I had that one side that just was puffy. I don't know. My dad didn't really have that I remember. Not my grandmother. I don't really. Maybe my mother's side, who I don't really know. I don't know her side of the family, or we ain't gonna talk about her. But I don't know anything about that side. So.
Yeah, it's definitely my father's side because my I have
Mm-hmm.
cousins that have them too, but my
Mm-hmm.
father's are like extreme, and this is how he
Mm-hmm.
looks, and I noticed, especially when I turned 55, for some
Mm-hmm.
reason, my eyes changed.
Yeah.
The skin on my eyelids changed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Even putting my eyeliner on, I've been putting my eyeliner on like this since high school.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know it. It's not like something new, putting it on
Right.
my top lid. I used to use the liquid
Yeah.
brush,
Mhm.
but I can't even use that anymore because for some reason it's too liquidy and it goes into the corners of my eye and it goes
Oh.
into my eye. But
Mhm.
it's like the skin has changed, so it's hard to get a smooth line. And I'm like,
Right.
what is going on? Is this what 55 is doing? I didn't ask for this. I did not ask for this. So things start
I
to
need
change.
I need to use eyeliner. I just haven't gone to get any because everything seems to make it itch, and because I'm so used to doing this, I don't want to, but I do want to because, if I ever start dating again, then I do want to look a little cute, cuter, cuter.
You look cute now.
That's cuter.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. And, and my upper lid has gotten thicker too, or puffier, because when I
Hmm.
put eye
Mine too.
mascara on, it goes on my upper lid because my
I
upper lid is
know.
so thick.
Mine too.
So,
It's like, what is going on? What? So,
hmm
but if I could get the fat sucked out, I heard you talk about the fat being sucked out. It's like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know what that entails, but that's something I'm gonna look into. I'm sure
Yeah.
it's a form of plastic surgery or something. I'm thinking the dermatologist may be able to do it. You know how they have like different methods of skin
Yeah.
techniques and stuff.
I
So
just really am scared of people to fuck with my eyes.
I
It's
know.
like, look, I need them. I already wear glasses, and
Hmm
I can't even put contacts in. I'm so nervous about my eyes. It's like that. She was like, just do this, just do that. I said, bitch, I'm doing it, but it ain't working because I'm like blinking and stuff. And though I want them because I want to change up and have cheaper glasses and just be a
hmm
little, fly, but we'll see. Maybe one day.
Yeah, I wear contacts sometimes.
Hmm.
I almost prefer not to be able to see a lot of times because people be like, "How'd you get here?" I knew where I was going. If I know where I'm going, I don't really need to have my glasses.
Yeah.
So my
Yeah, I can
this part
see
of
without my glasses. I can't really read a book without them,
I don't
but I
see
can
that well
see.
without my glasses. I don't.
Huh?
I don't see that well without mine.
Oh no,
But
I
what
can
I
see. I can take
see,
them off and walk and do whatever.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I can
But it's
still
not
see.
clear for me. It's not that clear. But it's
No, that's
okay
fine.
because it's my perception. So my perception is
Yeah,
everything is great. Like, oh, they're smiling. Hi,
you
how
are
you
like
doing?
that. You are like that. Hmm.
Especially when I'm presenting to a large group and
Right.
if I can't see all their face, I'm like, they love what I'm saying. Cool. I can't tell if they're like, what is
No,
she talking about?
I need them for reading actually, but I can take my glasses off and I can drive and everything without them. But I
Hmm
prefer to have them on.
Yeah. Mine's make a dent because this part of my nose is so flat. And no matter what the glass is, it makes a line,
Mm.
it makes a mark on my face. And I don't prefer
Oh,
that.
okay. Oh,
Hmm
okay.
I don't prefer that. Okay, Rudy, I see you in the building. Rudy's my timekeeper. He usually comes in and tells what time it is, but he's an hour behind. So,
Oh, okay.
hmm yes.
So, well, he
Thank you
must
for
be
being here.
in the.
Yes, and so Commander is also saying Vaseline. Carter Z is saying that you're her new best friend.
Hey, girl, I'm gonna get on your channel and subscribe. I am
Yeah.
talking seat.
So
Mm-hmm.
Commander said that about the I think Commander's talking about the female condoms and they're saying that I've seen one on YouTube but it wasn't necessarily demonstrated. Now, I'm trying to understand how would they demonstrate that? How?
Okay, he went.
Well,
Is Commander a guy or girl?
I'm not sure. I think a
Okay.
girl. I think a girl, maybe a female.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
Now, how they going? Well, don't show you. You can do it if you don't show your face, unless you care if you're showing
Come
your
on.
coochie.
No, no, you can't. You can't.
You
That is
can.
not a
You
faceless
start out
video
not
that YouTube
showing.
would allow.
Oh yeah, right. They're not gonna allow that. So okay. Can you
Could you
imagine?
imagine?
Just said that. Right. How about you just take some pictures off the box? Maybe the box will have some pictures, sort of like cake mix.
Oh,
Oh, you
goodness.
just whip it up with a whipper or some shit. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh
I'll be.
yeah, Commander said that she's a girl, she's a female. Okay.
Hey.
I'm thinking, they demonstrate things with cucumbers and such and eggplant all the time. So what kind of food would mimic who we are?
I hate when they demonstrate shit with an eggplant because most of the time ain't no damn body that big. First of all, okay, so I don't know why they using that shit talking about some.
Mhm.
No,
Right.
no. I've been around a long time, and I ain't just been with one or
Uh-huh.
two or three. I'm just trying to tell you, ain't no eggplants going
There's
on,
no
y'all.
eggplants. Eggplants are too
Very
wide.
seldom. Yeah.
They're too wide. The length maybe, but not the width.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe the length, but not the width.
for sure. That's so wild, but you got to keep it spicy, and I think, for me, I think that men probably have it harder in terms of aging than women because we have so many ways that we can enhance ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
as we grow gracefully. That's another question that I had was, how do you age gracefully? There's so many ways that we can really enhance who we are.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas men, I mean, I saw so many man units when I went to homecoming, and the
Mm-hmm.
spray that they use now. And listen, outside, they do all that inside, right? But when they go outside, it's not hitting the same when they do the sprays and
Yeah,
such.
with all that on the hair, like it's an actor. What's his name?
Oh,
God.
Jamie Foxx had it too. I saw him recently.
Why? It's like why you can't just let your hair be, salt and pepper. I think that's
Hmm.
very sexy.
Hmm.
So if it's men on here that's worried about that, I don't think so. I just think grow old gracefully, and that's why a lot of older women, I think, sometimes have a problem growing old gracefully. And I mean, not doing all this sucking your tummy tucks and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you can do some things to yourself or whatever, but and like I don't dye my hair because people's like, what kind of coloring do you use before my hair really started turning gray, which was really this year? I
Hmm.
said I don't use any. I mean, I'm just trying to. This one girl was really walking with. I'm just asking because I said I really tried to be patient. I said I don't use anything. I don't
Hmm.
color my hair. I did a long time ago. I think I was in my 40s or something, and I had it dyed red, and it was really nice. But I didn't want to keep doing it.
Hmm.
So I just didn't do it anymore. And she just kept asking me. Finally, I said, "What the fuck did I say?" Like, okay, so you following me around this damn store ain't gonna be no different. But
Right, right.
I just haven't. It's like my daughter sometimes like, "Ma, you don't want to get up?" No, I don't. I don't want to. I know, I
Your
don't.
hair looks beautiful. The color it is, it looks gorgeous. You're lucky
Thank
to
you.
just be getting grayed now. My
Yeah,
grandfather was like that. He didn't grade till his 80s. What
yeah. I mean,
about
I don't see
also?
nothing wrong with women who want to do it, but don't like. What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Let me. I know I'm the interviewee, but what is with older women with the pink and the blue and all that? What is that? Like, you look ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's that boy's mama? Diddy's mama.
Oh
Purple,
yeah,
green, red.
the
No.
platinum. Yeah, yeah. They're
Mm-mm.
trying to recapture something. They don't want to let it go. That is that now. Would you say that's not aging gracefully?
I don't know. I mean, I think that's just a preference. I don't think that has anything. It may have something. When I say aging gracefully meaning you might not. You want to appear to be younger, and you think maybe dyeing your hair like younger people do will make you appear younger. No, to me, it makes you look older. Kind of thing. Especially if you have a certain hue.
Mm-hmm.
Every color doesn't look right on you. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care if you Indian, I'm not just talking about for black women. You can be any race or color. Everything doesn't look good on you. Just because it's in style doesn't mean just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it.
Right, right.
That's my thing.
So after menopause, sex drives are very you know, age defined, let's say. When
Hmm.
you're younger,
Oh.
you have a high sex drive. When you're middle age, you have your sex drive may fluctuate a little bit. But when you
Hmm.
hit menopause, like in your 60s, did you find that
Hmm.
your sex drive increased or decreased?
Well, I haven't had sex since my husband, so um
But you
I
can have the
think
desire.
yeah, I do. So I think in my 50s, I'm gonna say my sex drive changed in my 50s. And I say that because it seemed like it changed right about the time that my son got killed. And I thought it was because of my grief, but it went on and on and on and on. So it was the dryness and all of that. It didn't really change whether I wanted to or not. It just because I didn't want to feel the pain from it. And everything they were saying to use really wasn't working. So it
Hmm.
made me not want to do it less.
Hmm.
And of course, that's a problem for most men. But I was like, sometimes I would go through it, but I think that I know my sister's one of my sister's mother that's right under me, who I love to death. She said that sex was great in your 50s. That's she was like, that's the best time because she may be hitting 80 now. But she said the best time, baby, is in your 50s. Like get it on. And then the early part of the 60s. She was like, do it. Like, but she swears by 50 that your sex drive goes up.
I feel like it almost goes back to when you were in your 20s.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what it feels like for me.
And yeah, you're in your 50s. For me, it was
Hmm.
just a little bit different. One, I lost my husband at 55, so I don't know about the rest
Hmm.
of it. But before that, I mean, um, we had sex, but it was some other issues why I wouldn't. But I mean, I've always been sexual. So
Hmm.
I don't know. Now I can't really tell because I haven't been with anyone. But that's not to say I'm more of a romantic. So for
Hmm.
me, if you romance me, then you know you're pretty good. I like the romance part
I do
of that.
too.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. You know, before my mother got diagnosed with ALS, and
Mm-hmm.
she was having all these unknown health challenges that was
Mm-hmm.
just so weird. And I always thought it was because she needed to hang around more young people. You know, her and
Mm-hmm.
my dad, they sold their business and moved and retired to Virginia. And I just felt like she was around too many old people.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also felt like, she needed to have more activity in her life. So one Mother's Day, I brought her a waterproof dildo. I was like, Mom, you might need to just handle your handle. That might be the problems with your health. Obviously it wasn't, it was
Mm-hmm.
ALS,
Right.
little did I know.
Right.
But, I just felt like that could cure some of her issues.
I know my girlfriend, she was my best friend at the time, her mother was saying that because I was talking to her about my sex life, and she was like, "Baby, you need to do that because it helps, keep your stomach flat, and it does this and that." I was like, "Really?" She's like, "No, I'm serious." And I was like, because she didn't have one, and she had like 5 or 6 kids, and she didn't. She was small, and she didn't have. And I was like, "Okay." Well, her husband had been gone a while, but she still had it, and I can believe that because my doctor said to me, "Woo, there's a lot of information." He said, "I need you to use that." This is my gynecologist, right? And
Wow.
and he's a white guy, real fly. And he said, "I'm gonna need you to use that." So I'm looking around like, use what? He was like that. I was like, what?
Wow.
He was like, since your husband has been gone, Deborah, I'm gonna need you to have sex. He said, you ain't gotta tell people. He said, because if I didn't look at your chart, I would never know that you was this age. He was like, you need
Hmm.
to use it. Like it's there for you to use. I need you to use that. Next time you come back here, hopefully you have done so. And I said, well, maybe I'm gonna change doctors or something because man, he's telling me what I gotta do. But he
Right.
would say that he was so serious. He wasn't laughing or
Why?
anything. Like he was
What
serious.
was his reasoning?
I'm not gonna
Was it a
tell you
health
that part.
reason?
Yeah, no, it was because like I guess if you don't, it's like if you don't use it, you lose it.
Lose it to what?
It I guess shrinks. I know
It is
people out here
elastic.
like, no, it's like I guess it could dry up or whatever, and maybe that's what was happening to me with me not realizing. But I talked really openly with my doctor, but he was like, "I need you to use it. Like you've got to be more active. You gotta." So I guess he was saying maybe it's gonna shrink or something. I mean, I don't know, but it's
Like, is that
still
a
there.
good thing?
It's still there to shrink. No.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh.
so listen, I've never been to a male gynecologist before.
Oh,
And
really?
because I always felt like doctors, they go and play golf and, they go on vacation with each other and they talk about I believe they talk about their patients, even though they're not supposed to, but they might not use names, but I feel like they
Right.
would use situations. And I was like, I'll never go to a male doctor and
Well, I
have
don't
him
know why
on.
you think a female doctor wouldn't talk about it.
They probably would, but I just feel
No, they
like
would.
Yeah, they would, but I'm just saying, like, especially when my husband was playing, I never wanted a doctor to be like, "Oh, I had like I've seen
So
such
and so.
such and such's wife." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know if they would do that, but I know doctors do talk because my father knew a couple of doctors and they played a lot of golf together and he heard a lot of
Mm-hmm.
stories, right? So
Uh
his
huh.
one friend said, "Well, Deborah, you can come see me." My father said, "Hell no, she can't."
Right, because he know the
Right.
conversations.
Right. I was like that. He said, "No, no, no." And I won't call it. He's like, "No, He was like, I'm a professional." He said, "I don't give a damn what you are." He was like,
Right.
"No."
You're not
So
gonna see
I
my
get it.
daughter.
But I think I've had one female gynecologist, and I've
Hmm.
had one male. To me, the male doctor was more open than the female. I had to like prod her for to tell me stuff. I'm like,
Hmm.
just say it. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Just say, what it is. Well, I mean, Miss Harris, no. I said,
that's
okay, you know
interesting.
what?
That's
Mm-mm,
interesting. Let me
mm-mm,
see. Um, Commander saying, "I'm sorry about your mother's ALS." That was, yeah. And
mm-hmm.
that's around the time when I met Deborah. I met you before we went
Before
to
that,
Virginia.
yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And use it or lose it. Commander's laughing about that. Yeah, I guess it is a use it or lose it. But what I just want to know what you're losing it to though.
Well, some things you can't say on YouTube. I just think it was like maybe shrinking up. Like, okay, I gotta find it kind of thing. Like, I don't
Uh,
know if men when they get older, if their, penises shrink or whatever. I don't know. I mean, most of them don't have much
well, the
anyway,
balls
but I
do.
don't know. Huh?
The balls do, right?
Oh, right. I
In
mean, I
some
guess. I
cases.
mean, I'm not a man, but
In some
perhaps
cases,
they
I'm
do.
saying.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that. Like, I guess if anything, if you don't use it, you kind of lose it.
Hmm.
Like it's like being sedentary. Like they tell you to like when people get older, they're like, no, you got to move, you got to do this, you got to do that, or else you'll get stiff, and
Yeah,
and you do get illnesses from that, from not moving around and things like that. So I
definitely.
guess it's the
COVID
same.
really did me bad. It made my body atrophy. I not that I didn't move, but I didn't move a lot, and so
Right.
it really bothered my body. That's why every day I try to get out because I
Yeah.
can't just do nothing.
I
Not that
don't
I
know. I
wasn't doing
went to.
anything, but sitting in one
Mhm.
spot.
Oh, no, I always try to like get up and move, but like now I don't move as much working, from home as much. So that's why sometimes I prefer to go in. And even though there's a gym right upstairs and, whatever, but I don't really like um, to go to the gym when there's a lot of people, especially during this time. And I can't work out with no mask on. I can barely breathe as it is. So I got to put on a
Mhm.
mask and walk. I'd rather just go outside, even if it's chilly, because I like the cold. So I'd rather just go outside and walk. But I'll get up and walk around the house, like where I was working. It was so big. It was just like you could walk a couple of miles in a day. In
Mhm.
your day, going
Mhm.
back and forth, or up and down the
Oh, right,
steps,
right. Yeah.
kind of thing. So that was good for me. Then you could get to move more.
Listen, before we close, I want you to talk
Mhm.
about your YouTube channel. What name did you decide?
Um, what did we say? Unfiltered.
Let me
Wait,
see.
that book is not in front of me, but I think we said unfiltered. You send me a bunch of stuff. I can't look at it on here. What did we say? Unfiltered something. And you was like, those are good. You didn't say good. You was like, you can look on your phone. I can't look
I
on mine.
know. Let me see.
What was it? You
I
said.
have it in my other book too. I don't have it out, but
Yeah, I
because I
don't want to
wrote
get
it
up and
down.
walk away from the channel, but I have it. But it's unfiltered something. Unfiltered. Sure,
You
you
have
can
to
find it.
remember it, Deborah. It's gonna be your
I
name.
will.
It's
But
gonna
I
be your
didn't know.
name.
Go here.
Let me see.
I mean, we just started. Unfiltered bitches.
Oh,
No.
right. Wait. It's unfiltered wisdom.
Right.
Unfiltered
Unfiltered
wisdom.
wisdom. That's the one we chose. I chose.
Yes.
I don't really like that
Yes.
one.
Yes. So her new YouTube channel is going to be Unfiltered Wisdom. And what are you planning to have? What type of content on your new channel?
Well, sort of like for people over 50, but it doesn't matter who joins in. Excuse me. But I'm going to talk about everything. Like, my passion is interior decorating. I really like that. So, and I also do travel. So, we're going to talk a little bit about travel. We're going to talk about design, decorating, what not to do, what to do, what colors are in for 2025.
Hmm.
I'll put up like, pictures and things like that. Probably will do my little blog and put that on there. I will have guests like you and Rod and whomever else might want to have something that they want to say. But I want to talk about a lot of different topics, mostly things that a lot of people are scared to talk about. I want to talk
Hmm.
about things that people find to be taboo because I'm really open and I'm really like you hear me curse. That's just me. That's how I am. That's how I communicate all the time.
Yes.
And I love curse words. They really help me, y'all. They help
How do
relieve a lot of tension. I have a lot of built up shit. So,
they?
oops. So when I curse, I feel like I can get that. I'm relieved. Some people say, well, you curse because you don't have other words. I got plenty of other fucking words. I just
Right.
like to curse. And
Yes.
it's good. It's a good stress reliever for me,
Hmm.
mostly.
Hmm.
But I like curse words. When I was a kid, I used to practice it in the
I've
mirror.
never heard any. Wait, I've never heard anyone say that.
I would practice curse words in the mirror. How I'm gonna say it. Does it sound right if I say it like this? Does it sound right if I say it like that? I literally, y'all, I'm not bullshitting. I would practice cursing as a kid because everybody in my family cursed. And they used to sound so good to me for some reason, especially my uncles. So, me being light skinned, and I went to Catholic school with the red beanie and the tie and shit. Oh my God. So, I would have to, get a little thorough with it because I don't want to fight every day coming home from school.
Right.
Um, so I would I learned to curse. And I learned to fight, but I learned to curse first.
So was
Um,
your cursing that was like your prelude to a fight? Like, all right, I'm just gonna give you this. I'm gonna spit these words out, and if you still standing, then we're gonna have to really get mano to mano, hand to hand.
yeah, okay. So it was you gotta say I'm not a picker, so I ain't gonna pick a fight, but I
Hmm.
ain't gonna walk away.
Hmm.
Sometimes, it's like you should walk away. Yeah, okay. You go to Catholic school and you got to walk through three different public schools. Let me see how well you do that shit. And everybody else got brothers and sisters. I'm like, oh Lord, have mercy. Here we go again. You know.
Uh-huh.
So, but yeah, I would just cuss first. To me that was second nature. That's just what I did.
Hmm.
Sometimes I had to catch myself on a job or in school or whatever. It's like, what the fuck? Oh, what? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that, but it's just like language, like
Hmm.
speaking Italian or something when you in America.
Right. I understand.
They
And I
start
know
talking
your vocabulary is vast. I mean, the work that you have done over your years, your professional life, you are tremendously amazing. So I know that that's not the case. So that's just something you
right.
love to do.
Yeah, I do. And it's sometimes it's to for humor or to break the ice for some people, because sometimes I want to see where you are.
Hmm.
So if I curse and you start acting all proper and shit, then we probably won't be friends. Because I'm not doing all. I'm not changing up for you. But if you
Hmm.
get like really offensive about it, like, oh my God, like, okay, then we're not talking no more. If you want to ask me a question or something, fine. But if you're that, because I got uppity people in my family, but they know how I am, so they're okay with it. But, and I don't curse a lot around like older people
Hmm.
even though I'm older, but I mean like older people, I try to give them a little more respect, when I'm
Hmm.
talking to them.
Hmm.
But other than that, if it comes out, it just comes out. It don't matter if you're older or not. I don't know. It just comes. I don't care if it's the church. People like you in the church. I'm like, what the hell did I say? That. I'm like, oh yeah. But
I know it.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, just be who you are. And so, when can we expect your channel to be launched?
I
I know
hope
you
by
already have like your channel, but you are
right.
revamping it right now.
Okay, so at least by Sunday, because you're going to keep bothering me. So I have to do it, y'all. She is my accountability partner. So if you ever want one and you just want to be bothered a little bit, don't pick Sherry.
If you don't want to
Mm-mm.
be just bothered a little bit, don't pick me.
Yeah,
Right.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, nope. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do it. And then, Rod, if he's still on there, he always tells me stuff, just do it, digger, just do it,
Yeah.
kind of thing. That's how we talk to each other.
And I'm
Um,
telling you, it's gonna be you when you do it, you're gonna be like, Sherry, I can't believe it took me this long.
Yeah, I probably will because I'm always so nervous. Like I can talk to other people and I can have a conversation with them and do things for other people, but for me, I always procrastinate or I hesitate or I think I'm not good enough. And
Mm-hmm.
we'll talk about those things on my channel too, like being good
Mm-hmm.
enough. Sometimes you can do everything and for everybody else, and then when it comes to you, you go, "Well, I don't think it'll work for me." But why not?
Right.
And that's kind of what you do to me. Like, why not? And you
Mm-hmm.
don't be like, you don't pacify or any of that kind of shit, but you be like, wow, what's wrong? What you do? How you do? What do you do? And I'm not exaggerating, y'all. Like, how you come in the house, and how you just come home from work and you be like, what you doing? How's your day? Where you go? What you do? Who'd you talk to? That's Sherry. So, you know,
I'm telling you, listen,
seriously.
when we first got married and I didn't know anybody where we were living at the time, and my husband would go to practice every day and I would be home by myself, and then we got a puppy and I was home with the puppy, and I was stir crazy. So when he would come home, the minute he stepped in the door, I'd be like, tell me everything. How was your day? And he would start like, oh, well, we had meetings. No, 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 no. I mean, when you pulled up to the parking lot,
That's her,
how'd you get out
y'all.
the truck?
Right.
And how'd you walk?
Right. And
And
she want
what
to
you
know
eat?
what foot did you use first? Your left or your
Exactly.
right? And what shoes
Exactly.
did you have on? Did you have on the
Yes,
ones you just bought or did you have on the ones you wore last week?
exactly. And how do they
Okay.
feel? Were they
Right.
comfortable? Was it
Okay.
cold in the building? Oh, the temperature was good. Like I'm telling you, he would be looking at me like, "Yo, you gotta find something because what is this?" I'm like, "Tell me, what did you eat? What else did you drink?
Yes,
Did you
y'all,
drink
for
anything with
real.
that?" Mm-hmm.
How'd you like it? Where was it? So what did you
Right,
like about it though? What made you like that?
right. Why you pick that one though?
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
know how that could
Mhm.
be. I know I'm like that. I know it.
That's why I
I
say you
know it.
should have been a lawyer because you would have done really well.
I deferred law school. I got in law school after
Really?
undergrad. But I didn't think I was prepared. I didn't think I had enough worldly experience.
Oh, you did. You would have been a good one.
Yep, I
Especially
did. I
like
got into Howard.
regulatory, maybe not regulatory, maybe anti-bribery, that kind of shit you would have done
Uh,
good at. Across
The
the world.
questioning.
Yeah. So why'd you like it? Why'd you take it? So what
Right.
made you do that? How long did you do it? What'd you do before then? Well, why'd you do that? Yes. That would be
And I
nice.
love those I still ask people those questions. I love it. I love finding out
Yeah,
more
you
about
do.
why.
Mhm.
For sure. I see a lot of people are is Commander. Commander, I like you. Thank you for being here. Oh, she said use it or lose it. She said she should name it use it or lose it. Your channel. That would be clever. People would be like use or lose what? But that's actually a
But
thought too,
I don't know
Deborah.
because they might want to get on it just to know use or lose what. Okay,
Right.
Commander.
Yeah. You need to write that down.
You don't think so? What?
Right?
Use
And
it or
also write
lose it.
Commander's name because she was the one that gave that suggestion.
Can you spell that to me? COMM
Yeah, COMMANDER,
ANDER. Uh-huh.
and then it's Alpha Turkey. So it's ALPHATURKEY.
That's a long ass name, Commander.
It
Okay.
is.
I'm gonna go on there and subscribe to her.
And she said, name it Hot Tamale Firecracker built like a brick house.
Well, I don't know about
Now
the
that's a
brick
long
house
name.
part. Yeah. I think use it or lose it
Yeah.
would be a good strategy, right?
She said, I will definitely subscribe. I can't wait. And she said, you live longer not holding things in. That's so true.
Yes,
I'm telling you.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
because
I feel like when I turned 50, that's when that kind of posture came up where it was like, I gotta say what I need to say. But 55, Deborah, for me, has hit even different. It even goes deeper than that. I can't even describe it, but I feel free
well,
for
get
some
ready
reason.
to describe it because you might be my first guest, or I might do that individually. We'll see. We'll talk about that.
Okay, all right.
But Commander, I might use the use it or lose it because that might make people want to come on there.
I really like that. I do.
Yeah.
And then Michael Jenkins is in the building,
Hey,
and he's saying hi,
Michael.
hey, and Commander's welcoming him in. And let's see. Michael
Michael.
said,
Michael is the friend I grew up with.
okay, he said from 127 West. I think that's West.
V. It's V.
Oh, that's a V?
V
Let's
Street.
see. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And Commander said, I can talk to people. I have a hard time talking by myself on live stream. You know, I find that, there's some people, and I think you're going to be like this, Deborah. I think that you'll be able to talk whether you have a guest or not. Just sharing your wisdom, sharing your experience, sharing your thoughts around things, because it's so unique to me. I have a hard time just talking off the cuff on my lives. I usually like
Mhm.
to have like a topic, and kind of build from there. But
Mhm.
I know there's a lot of content creators that just can come on live and just shoot the breeze, just be like off the top of their head. And I
Yeah,
think
that
that's what you
probably would
can
be
be.
me. That
Yeah.
probably would be me because Sherry is that she got to have an outline with the subtitle and the subtitle of the
Uh-huh.
subtitle and shit. Me, it's like
You
She,
straight off the cuff.
she
And
was
so
telling me
Michael's
all
saying
this
hi,
stuff.
so you got to say hi to him because he's saying hi, Deb. He really wants you to
Who?
like speak, Michael.
Hey,
Michael
Michael, what's
Jenkins.
up, Michael Jenkins? How are you down there in Florida now? Oh, now your ass want to talk. Uh huh. When we texting, he say one or two words. Now you want to have a whole conversation. No, I grew up with him and his sisters. It was a whole rack of them across the street.
Okay.
A
All
lot
right.
of them.
He's saying, you are a star. He said, Deborah, you are a star, baby girl.
Oh, thank you, Michael. We call him
Hmm.
Mike. I love him. I love their family. It was a lot of them, but they were so welcoming. His parents, for me anyway, they were so welcoming. You could always just go in their house and sit and talk. You couldn't do a lot of shit because their mom and daddy was a little strict, but I
Hmm.
could come in, but very respectful. But when I go back out that door, I'll be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But
That's
no, his mom
good.
and dad were
Those are the
cool.
best neighbors. I had a few of
Yes.
them too. Yeah,
Yes.
things are changing with that too, Deborah. Young people don't have it like that where they could just walk into a neighbor's house, get a meal if they wanted. Shoot, my neighbors across the street, whatever they was eating, I was eating. Like that. That's just how it was. Whatever my mother was cooking, they could eat. So it's
Yes.
not like that anymore at all. They be like,
Yeah.
we just got enough for us. Who's this?
Right. Yeah. There was a neighbor at my aunt's house. It was like that, but it was so goddamn many of them. Like when they get ready to eat, they was like, "Deb, you gotta go home." I was like, "Well, damn." But I couldn't bring all their asses to my house either. It was like eight of
Right.
them. I think
Right,
it was
right,
like
right.
three girls or four boys and some shit, but I understood it. I mean, I didn't at first, but my aunt told me, so I was like, okay, I wasn't offended or anything like that afterwards. But
Hmm.
I was like that with my daughter. She brought all kinds of strays home, and I was like, "You want something to eat? You want something to eat?" Because my
Yeah.
grandmother was like that. Even when I got grown, you came in, and if you came to our house and we was about to eat, and if we didn't have enough, we couldn't eat till they left.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I
Like,
can see
no,
that.
we ain't eating, then we ain't got enough. Or she just like if she felt like she was like, okay, I got something in the freezer, she pull it out and put it in the pan or something.
Yeah.
But we always fed people. I grew up like that, and I'm still like that.
Yeah. We always fed people too. Really my
Hmm.
husband, because I don't cook like that. So I would
No,
wake
you
up in the
don't say
morning.
like that. Don't say you don't cook like that. Only thing I ever seen you cook was macaroni and cheese. That's the only thing I know she cooked. Ain't gonna lie.
That's it.
And then she sent me a damn picture.
Yes. I'm telling
Hmm.
you,
She
I would
proud
put
of
my
that.
mac and cheese in a contest and win. It's so good. It's so good.
It looks pretty
Mm.
good.
That's
Hmm.
the only thing I can cook though. So he would for
Well,
some
he ain't
reason,
married you for your cooking.
no, he didn't. I'm trying to tell you. It ain't been 29 years for nothing. People always think,
Okay.
oh, the way to
And
a
I think
man's
that's
heart.
so wonderful. And people
Hmm.
nowadays, they don't like to stay married. They was like,
No.
I don't like to get out of it. What do you mean? Did you try?
And
You got to
listen,
go through it.
it's a lot of people 20 plus years that are getting a divorce. And I'm like, dang, you stayed married that long and decided like, nope, no,
I
thank
don't
you.
understand it. Well, to me, it's because you were miserable the whole time anyway. Then
Yeah.
you was miserable
Yeah.
for a long time, and you just said now you're like, okay, I can't do it no more. I don't
I
want to
know.
spend the rest of my life like that.
Yeah. 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 But my kids, for some reason, their parents, um, they always have friends with three siblings. It would be three of them
Mm-hmm.
around my kids' age. So I wake up in the morning and it'll be like 6 to 9 children in my house eating breakfast. And I'm
Right.
like, what is going on? You know, but my husband was very generous like that. And he,
Mm-hmm.
would take them all to school if he had to, whatever, to
Mm-hmm.
help out,
Mm-hmm. See,
which
that's
I
just
appreciate
love.
that.
Like you just have that in you. Like that's just in you. And I think that our kids nowadays, especially the boys, I'm gonna say, they don't get
Hmm.
enough love.
Right.
They don't get hugs and kisses. I'm
Yeah.
a huggy, kissy, Philly type person. I always
Me
been that way.
too.
But I think that, and I didn't grow up like that, but I wanted it, so I just did it. I
Hmm.
did what I wanted to get from other people.
Hmm. That's good, because so many people use that as an excuse of why they don't do it. Well,
Yes,
I
they
didn't have
do.
it. I didn't know any better. I didn't know. But if you don't know, you know what you want though, and you may have seen it once. So
Right.
give that. And I love that. I love that you're
Yeah.
doing that. Hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you, Commander. Let me see. And Commander is saying some people get divorced during menopause. Ooh,
Oh wow.
wow, that's deep.
Do men go through menopause, y'all? I don't know. Do you really hear about? I
They
think they
do it
do, but
age.
not like us.
Mm-mm. They have midlife crisis. I think that's why you see the ones with their hat turned to the back and sagging pants.
Yeah.
That's
and
midlife
and
crisis.
talking like they're in their 30s and 40s. Come on,
Yeah.
yo, man, who you talking to? Like you cannot talk to me like that. Mm-mm. I ignore you.
I think you should have a man on your show and ask him, like, what does that feel like when they get older? Do they, does their body, what changes their bodies go through, and why are they
Right.
trying to reclaim their youth? What makes them do that?
I
I think
will.
I think
I
that'll
got
be a good
several
question.
on there.
Hmm. I would love to
Mhm.
hear that conversation.
I think
I
that would
would
be a really good, and I know a couple of men that I would do that with. Certain ones, like I have one who really likes young girls, so I would have him on there, and then another who's older. I don't know
What you mean, young
exactly.
girls? What you mean?
He's hitting six. Is he 60? Yeah, he might be 60. He like 20s, girls in their 20s, and I guess they like him. I don't know. But I mean, not like he stick with them.
Does he look like he's in his 60s?
No, he doesn't. He
Hmm.
does not. He's a
Hmm.
really nice looking guy. He doesn't look like he's in his 60s, but his body may feel like it because, he has little things he's going through. But no, he doesn't look like he's in his 60s. He look like he's in his probably late 40s, early 50s.
Okay. All right. Somebody said, "Oh, is the new 50s? No, is 50s the new 40s or 30s?" I said, "No, 50s is the new 50s."
That's what Life Jennings said. Y'all talking about the new 40 is the new 20 or 30. He said no, 40 is 40.
Yeah.
40 is 40.
It's just reimagined,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's all there is to it. Deborah, you and I literally can talk for hours, and that's a
I
fact.
know.
We have, and we
We
have.
do. Yes.
And I know that I called this part two, but I know it's not, I shouldn't even call it parts anymore. It's just conversations with Deborah. So this is Seasoned Sisters Dialogue, and I appreciate you for being on here again with me. I want you
I
back
love it.
because I love the
Yes.
dialogue that we have. I am going to have some other women on that
That
are
would be
over
great.
50 as well and
Hmm.
hear their perspective on things. But yours is so real and raw, and I appreciate it. That's the authenticity about you that I really do love. So thank you for being you, for
Thank you
sure.
for letting me be me.
Yeah, I wouldn't let you do anything else. So I'm going to take us out. And again,
Okay.
this channel is Real Talk with Coach Sherry. It's Coach Sherry on YouTube. This is my podcast, which is part of YouTube. And Deborah, so when you set up your channel, you can also create playlists that are like podcasts. So you can do a podcast, you can do pre-recorded as well as short videos. So, I
Okay.
think having a variety, it it really helps to build your audience. For
Okay.
me, they say like, "What's your niche?" I'm my niche. I
Right.
have too many pieces to who I am, and this is my production
Absolutely.
of my life.
Right.
And same with you. I got that from Slasher Chick. Remember Slasher Chick from
Yes,
before?
I subscribe to her. Yes, I
Okay.
did.
And so she was talking about how her YouTube channel is a production, it's her life's production. Because this is my legacy work. So whatever
Yes.
you do, just know that it's going to be who you are and how you'll be remembered. So what is that? So every show, do it with intention and just continue to be who you are and you'll flourish. I know you are going to soar on this
Thank
platform for
you.
sure. And
Thank
I
you.
can't
I
wait to
really
see it.
appreciate it.
Mhm.
Thank you, Sherry,
Mhm.
for having me on here and for guiding me. And well, you've been my guide for like what, 15, 16 years. So
Yeah,
I know
wow.
you're going to continue. And I will talk to you this weekend about what I'm doing and how I'm putting it together.
All right, perfect, perfect.
Thank
All
you,
right,
everyone.
everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Remember to practice every day. Practice so hard so that when you get into play, you will always win. I am
Yes.
Coach Sherry, and thanks again, Deborah.
Bye.